As the war continues into its third week, oil prices are skyrocketing, which is devastating for everyday Americans like commuters, truck drivers, and that guy from Dune who lives in a pool of oil. He can only afford to bathe in a kiddie pool now. It's really demoralizing. And if you're thinking, that's fine, I rarely bathe in a pool of oil, this won't affect me, think again.
Now, if oil prices keep rising, this flows through to a lot of areas. Heating oil goes up, airline ticket prices go up, delivery services, public transit can go up, and groceries, child care, elder care.
Gas is affecting elder care? I swear to God, if this means my grandmother can't send me $10 for my birthday, she's dead to me. Yes. For those of you who drop your Nana off on a Delta flight in the morning and just let her circle around in the sky all day, it's gonna get a lot more expensive. And it may surprise you, but those tennis balls old people put on the bottom of their walkers come directly through the Strait of Hormuz. So, high gas prices have MAGA world in a tricky position now because there's no way to spin it as a good thing to the American people. Unless, you know what? What if we're the problem?
$3.50 gasoline. People are talking like this is the end of the world. No, it's not.
I can handle the gas prices. People can handle the gas prices. We're hardly ever called on to sacrifice anything anymore.
Freedom is not free. Americans are going to have to make some sacrifices.
For gas prices to go up a little bit is suddenly raising so much concern. I mean, think of how much worse it was in World War II than what we're facing now.
Is that the bar now? It's not as bad as the worst war in human history, so stop bitching. I mean, you can dismiss any concerns that way. Oh, you're upset because home ownership is out of reach? You know who else doesn't have a home? Saving Private Ryan. Maybe, instead of shaming the American public for complaining about prices, a more thoughtful appeal might help.
This is short term, and I'm asking you to just trust the man, okay? Trust the system, let him cook. Hold on for like 2 to 3 tanks of gas. It'll be an extra 10 to 12 bucks a tank.
2 or 3 tanks? You don't know how many tanks of gas I go through, man. My wife just joined a Tokyo Drift club. Oh, she's gonna Tokyo Drift right through our kids' college fund. But you heard him. This is just temporary pain that'll all be worth it in the long term. I'm sure everyday Americans will understand and will take this in stride.
If you could say something to President Trump and he was going to hear you right now, what would it be?
You are a worthless pile of
Okay. Well, someone's not getting an invite to the new ballroom. You know what? I'm sure that lady was probably just another Trump derangement syndrome liberal who makes her morning matcha with a Ruth Bader Ginsburg whiz. Well, let's hear what else this member of the resistance had to say.
And you voted for him how many times?
3 times. That was my bad. Apparently, I'm an idiot.
Wow. She's a 3-time Trump voter. Just imagine how angry she'll be when she votes for him a 4th time. Well, let's move on, because unfortunately for Trump, it's not going well for him on Capitol Hill either. 2 weeks ago, he sent Kristi Noem to the great costume bin in the sky. And when Trump thought about who should replace Noem as head of Homeland Security, only one name came to mind. That happened to be 2 names smushed into one name. Markwayne Mullin. He had his confirmation hearing today, and some people were expecting fireworks because Markwayne has bad blood with committee chairman Rand Paul. In fact, you might remember that 10 years ago, Rand Paul got beat up by his neighbor when he was mowing the lawn. And since then, Markwayne Mullin has taken the side of the neighbor.
I believe we have a quote from Mullin about Paul. Rand Paul's a freaking snake. And I understand completely why his neighbor did what he did.
Oh, low blow, Markwayne. Picking on someone with half of your names. I mean, although to be fair, while Rand Paul does only have one first name, it is his last name for some reason. All very confusing. Of course, that fight was a decade ago. This is an important confirmation hearing. I don't think Rand Paul is going to use it to try to settle old scores.
You told the media that I was a freaking snake and that you completely understood why I had been assaulted. You have never had the courage to look me in the eye and tell me that the assault was justified. Tell me to my face why you think I deserve a lack of contrition, no apology, and no regrets. And so you say you completely understood that I was assaulted from behind, had 6 ribs broken, and part of my lung removed.
Whoa! Whoa! You had a lot built up there, man. You said your piece. Now it's out of your system. We can move on with more pressing issues.
When I talked to you privately on the phone, there was no apology. Somehow you think I'm just going to set that aside? I haven't heard the word apologize, haven't heard the word regret. You supported the felonious, violent attack on me from behind. Who do you think started that character assassination? I'm repeating your support for the assault. You have no regrets about being happy, being completely understanding why I was attacked from behind. Are those still your opinions?
Mark Wayne. Think he's a little upset? Maybe out of respect, just to help smooth things over. Tell Rand Paul you do not support his neighbor beating the shit out of him.
I did not say I supported it. I said I understood it. There's a difference.
Not helping, Mark Wayne! If your coworker says, I don't support cannibalism, but I understand it, you're not trying the shepherd's pie they're bringing to the potluck, okay? Well, look, Rand Paul was actually trying to get at a question about Mark Wayne's temperament. Because Mark Wayne didn't just not apologize, he also had a unique argument in defense of political violence.
You did many interviews in which you justified the violence as historically justified by precedents, such as caning and dueling.
What I was simply pointing out is some of the rules that still apply to this body. For instance, dueling with 2 consenting adults is still there. I was pointing out what is still
illegal for 170 years.
I'm sorry, does the next Homeland Security chief think that dueling is still legal? My man, it's definitely not legal to duel, even if your first name is currently involved in one. But Senator Mark Wayne, rather than dueling, may I suggest that it's actually just much easier to just apologize. I've even got the perfect phrase for you.
My bad. Apparently, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.